Imagine dropping a massive ice cube, the exact size of the entire state of Florida, into a bathtub filled with warm water. That is not a scene from a disaster movie. That is happening right now at the bottom of our world. Meet the Thwaites Glacier in massive, freezing Antarctica. Scientists have given this colossal block of ice a terrifying nickname, the Doomsday Glacier. And today, we are going to dive deep under the ice to figure out exactly why it holds the fate of our global coastlines and the wild, almost science fiction plan researchers have to save it. To understand the Thwaites Glacier, you have to forget everything you think you know about melting ice. Usually, we picture bright, warm sunshine melting a snowbank from the top down, but Thwaites is being attacked from underneath. Imagine a massive, solid wall of ice sitting right on the ocean floor. But here's the crazy part. The ground beneath this glacier isn't flat. It is shaped like a giant, deep bowl that actually slopes downward the further inland you go. Climate scientist David Holland compares this inherently unstable setup to a ball resting precariously on the side of a steep hill. All it takes is a tiny push, and gravity takes over. For Thwaites, that downward slope means that as the front edge melts and retreats, the ocean water gets deeper and deeper access to the ice behind it. It is a runaway train of melting. The further back it goes, the faster it falls apart. But what was the trigger? What gave that ball the initial push down the hill? The answer lies in the deep, dark ocean currents. Back around the 1940s and 1950s, a massive shift occurred. Warm, deep ocean water began creeping toward the Antarctic coast. Now, when we say warm, we don't mean boiling hot bathtub water. We're talking about water just a few degrees above freezing. But to a massive, delicate ice sheet, that slight temperature bump is absolutely devastating. This warm water acts like a silent, invisible blowtorch. It sneaks directly underneath the ice sheet, flowing into the dark, freezing cavities where the ice meets the rock. It's a rapid, aggressive process. The warm currents are literally carving the glacier out from the bottom up, separating the ice from the seafloor. So why should you care about a melting ice bowl thousands of miles away? Because Thwaites is not just a glacier, it's a massive structural plug. It's the mighty cork in the bottle of the West Antarctic ice sheet. If Thwaites collapses entirely, it alone contains enough water to raise global sea levels by several feet. But remember, it's the cork. If that cork pops, the massive neighboring glaciers behind it will become destabilized and slide into the bright blue ocean too. If that chain reaction happens, we're not looking at a few inches of water. We're looking at a catastrophic global sea level rise of up to 10 feet or more. Imagine your favorite bright sunny beaches. Now imagine the map of the world drastically redrawn. Major coastal areas from the vibrant shores of Florida to the low-lying communities of Louisiana and North Carolina would be completely transformed, submerged beneath massive amounts of ocean water. To understand this invisible threat, scientists like David Holland have to go to extremes. They recently launched a massive freezing expedition to the Thwaites Glacier, braving brutal Antarctic conditions to forecast our future. And what they found underneath the ice is mind-blowing. Using tiny, bright yellow robot submarines packed with temperature and current sensors, they mapped the hidden world beneath the glacier. They discovered a massive underwater channel, an abyss that they describe as being similar to the Grand Canyon. And this hidden Grand Canyon is acting like a massive superhighway, funneling that destructive warm ocean water directly into the belly of the glacier. But getting this data is a massive engineering nightmare. During the expedition, the team attempted to drill a tiny hole through half a mile of solid ice to drop sensors directly into the dark ocean cavity below, but the Antarctic environment fought back. The extreme, biting cold caused the drilling equipment to completely freeze up and fail. It was a stark reminder of how difficult it is to work in the most hostile environment on Earth. In fact, the scientific challenges are so massive that Holland suggests an incredibly unexpected partnership. To truly understand and monitor this deep, icy underworld, climate scientists might need to team up with the oil and gas industry. Why? Because oil companies possess the world's most advanced deep-water drilling technology and the expertise to build massive, permanent observatories on the seafloor. It's a fascinating twist. The very industry often linked to a warming planet might hold the key to building the technology we need to monitor its biggest threat. Now, this all sounds pretty grim, right? But don't lose hope just yet. Despite the terrifying realities of the Doomsday Glacier, there's a glimmer of optimism, and it involves a massive, wild piece of global engineering. Instead of trying to build giant, impossible concrete walls around every coastal city on Earth, Holland suggests a highly targeted, localized solution right there at the source. Remember that underwater Grand Canyon we talked about? The superhighway for warm water? What if we could block it? Scientists are legitimately exploring the idea of building a massive artificial barrier, a giant underwater curtain right inside that deep channel. By deploying this high-tech curtain, we could block the warm ocean currents from ever reaching the vulnerable underbelly of the glacier. It wouldn't reverse climate change, but it could halt the rapid melting of Thwaites, buying humanity incredibly valuable decades or even centuries to get our carbon emissions under control. It's a race against time. Holland noted a surreal moment on his expedition, looking across the harsh, freezing landscape of Antarctica, only to see a massive commercial cruise ship sail by. It's a stark symbol of how accessible and vulnerable this remote wilderness has become. The beautiful, icy landscape of Antarctica faces inevitable change, but with brilliant science, bold engineering, and a determined spirit, we might just be able to keep that doomsday cork firmly inside the bottle. Thanks for exploring the deep, freezing mysteries of our planet with us today.